Part 1. White Clouds. Lone Moon. Outset of a power struggle. Together, the people of Fodlan relish the beauty of the brilliant moon overhead as another year ends. They recall sad partings and new acquaintances alike, but each person must still walk their chosen path alone. With each day, the presence of spring grows stronger, and yet a lone moon still haunts the sky, a silent reminder perhaps of some inescapable truth.
Thanks for the weather report. I appreciate it. Now, back to the regular news. Oh, maybe I should go to Abyss and, like, recruit the Ashen Wolves before time skip. Maybe. I don't know. Can you still recruit them after the time skip? I actually don't even know. Oh, do I? I might not even have the chance anymore because I might not even be at the monastery. Yeah, whoops. Whatever. Guess we don't get them.
Before we go any further,
Doesn't matter too
I want
much.
all of you to really ask yourselves if you're certain you wish to join us. As expected, Flane has chosen to leave our ranks.
When I saw our professor running off, I ran about as fast as I could to catch up.
Caspar, death finds those who run without thinking. You gave no thought to the war fog. My grandfather was the leader of Brigid, and I hope for us to be allies with the Empire. I will be staying.
Was this a good idea? Did I make the right choice?
Probably not.
But my family is part of the Empire, and our professor is here.
You're fine here with us, Bernie. Though it's true certain houses were against the Imperial Princess.
I assume you're referring to my family. I must believe that the conclusion I came to was the correct one. You are the Emperor now. I am the only one left who is qualified to guide you at this point.
I'm only here because I know it would be troublesome to stand against you.
I'm not just here for you, Adi. I'm here to follow our dear professor. Of course, I don't have any territory to offer, so Hubie may not even want me here.
The greater our numbers, the better. Your reasons for being here are of no consequence.
I think I understand where you're coming from. But now, I wish to hear of your resolve. Like you, I have risen to meet my destiny. I cut this path, and I will see it through to the end.
That's me playing this game in a nutshell.
To pointing a sword at the goddess herself. One misstep, and we fall to our ruin. You have now witnessed the Archbishop's true self. She is a cruel beast. Those who rule this world use that beast's power to fabricate miracles, all to control those who blindly believe in the goddess. They conceal the truth and force their lies on the nobility. They mercilessly annihilate anyone who defies them. I know this because I have lived it. After what you have seen, is there any room for doubt? The Church of Seros has great influence and power. Their control over the lords of the kingdom and the Alliance is nearly absolute. We are the only ones who can stop this indomitable enemy that has plagued our world for ages. We fight for humanity, for all of Fodlan. If you dare walk this path with me, take your first step. It's now or never. Thank you, my friends. We are the true face of the Empire, and we will triumph!
How I honestly feel about Edelgard after all this time with Three Houses is it feels like her heart's in the right place and I like her ideals, but I feel like declaring war on the rest of the continent is a bit much. And that the ends don't justify the means.
But in my heart, I hoped it wouldn't come to that.
So long as I am here, you will never be alone. Please do not forget that. And it would seem that the professor also has a key role to play in this.
You're right. Now, I must speak with our dear teacher. Please, make preparations. The messenger should be here shortly.
Consider it done.
Professor, may I speak with you?
No, too bad I don't have that as an option.
I appreciate it.
What's wrong?
I'm just anxious. It feels like the weight of this burden is crushing me. At this very moment, on my orders, I'm starting a war. An army far larger than the one that attacked the Holy Tomb last month will soon be locked in battle. Long-devised strategies are unfolding across Fodlan. Leaders are deciding their loyalties and preparing to fight. So many generals and soldiers will die. It's inevitable that civilians will get caught up in the chaos as well. There will be countless casualties. With a single command, the flames of war will rage across all corners of this realm. And I am the one who is giving the order.
Do you wish to stop?
No, there is no turning back now. No matter how much blood flows at my feet, I will not relent. We must break the bonds that the depraved church has placed on Fodlan. These sacrifices will allow us to create a future where we never need sacrifice again. It may seem contradictory, but it's the only way.
What is this, Pokemon Black and White?
Listen to me. I made up my mind long ago. Yet here I am, seeking your approval. Tell me the truth, my teacher. Are you happy with your decision to stay by my side? Unlike me, you can still walk away from all of this. This path leads to the death of the Archbishop and the servants of the Church. Can you live with that?
I chose this path too after I chose 3 other paths.
I never thought... I'm sorry, it was a foolish question. I believe in you, Professor. And you believed in me. With that knowledge, I have the strength to keep fighting. Let's go. There's something I need to say to Hubert.
Your Majesty, the latest report indicates that our main army is advancing as planned. Also, the preparations for your manifesto are almost complete.
Manifesto?
We will be distributing our manifesto to every lord within Fodlan. We will expose the dark side of the Church of Seros and the foul practices of the nobles from the Kingdom and the Alliance. We will force the people of Fodlan to open their eyes to the truth and relinquish any remaining conviction to unite against the Empire. Certain nobles have already offered us their support.
Yes, there are other nobles who oppose the Church. We will condemn those who deserve condemnation, and forgive those who deserve forgiveness. We have already purged some of the Imperial nobles who are morally rotten, my father among them. How unfortunate.
And soon we will invade and conquer Garreg Mach. Our main army has already departed the Imperial capital. They will arrive at the monastery in 2 weeks' time. There, we will join forces with them. As for us, I'd like your opinion on how we should be positioned within the army.
We are the Imperial Sword.
Your Majesty intends to fight alongside the Professor, correct? In that case, you will not be incorporated into the Empire's main army. Your squad can move freely about the battlefield under supervision of the Imperial forces. That would be most prudent.
Now that I'm the Emperor, we can't let it slip that I'm following your command in battle, Professor.
I fully object to the notion of you fighting on the front lines.
Hubert, we've already discussed this.
My apologies. I overstepped.
Now that the details are settled, all that's left is to come up with a name for ourselves. In honor of our time at the Academy, how about we call ourselves the Black Eagle Strike Force?
Hope we can live up to that name.
With you as our leader, I'm confident we will. To me, that name represents us soaring toward a new dawn, as freely as an eagle. I'll leave it to you to prepare the Black Eagle Strike Force for departure.
Okay, so I guess there's like no month of preparation here since we don't get to be at the monastery. I assume after this chapter we'll like capture the monastery and stuff though. So I mean, I guess that's what we're about to do here. Status effects. Whoa! What are status effects? What are those? Oh, this month you will operate. There's a month. You will operate from a temporary encampment, so the available facilities are limited. You can head out to the battlefield by approaching the temporary encampment's exit and selecting to battle. I've literally never seen this before. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, more what you don't like about Edelgard, she's as bad as the people she hates. I think that her convictions and motivations and the extents that she goes to are believable as a character. I don't mean that in like the way, how do I say it? That doesn't mean that I agree with her and her methods, but I do think that they are like believable for somebody to you know, genuinely have, and the kind of thing that you could very much have seen happen throughout history.
That could have gotten
You know?
dangerous fast. If I stayed at the monastery, I would have had to fight my father. We aren't especially close, but he's not an opponent I'd want to face.
And you faced him in our playthrough 2.5 years ago.
Anyway, it looks like he's going to be leading the western units. I wonder if we'll wind up fighting the Kingdom's army, and who decided to fight for the church.
But yeah, at the end of the day, when it comes to Edelgard as a character, it's like, I agree with her ideals and kind of vision that she sees for the world. I don't agree with her methods to achieve it.
Nobles in the Empire are known for taking power from the previous.
Is my take.
My father included. I didn't think it possible that the Imperial Princess could ascend the throne so easily.
Yeah, it just kind of happened, I
However,
guess.
It seems that both my father and Caspar's are supporting Edelgard. Having both the Minister of Domestic Affairs
And my
Minister
Doogie
of
has her paw
Military
over her
Affairs
ears
on your
again.
side gives you total control over the Empire's
But yeah.
military and finances. You must have been making preparations for quite some time without anyone noticing.
Yeah. Like, ideals that you can get behind, but methods that are a bit extreme.
The Black Eagle Strike Force, eh? I like it. It's really a twist of fate that brought me to this side of things, but I'm still proud to be here.
Usually a whole lot of the NPCs I talk to, I'll hear like the same kind of, you know, same handful of voice actors doing different voices. I feel like that's the first time I've heard that voice, unless I'm losing my mind.
I asked Edelgard what happened to my father. He was dismissed as Prime Minister and is under house arrest in the Imperial capital. He always was
Well,
really
there's a whole lot of
arrogant man.
references going on, it
Some would
seems.
say that this is the fate he deserves. And yet I cannot help but feel indignant. After all his hard work for the Empire, to be disgraced like this. I am conflicted, Professor. I do not know what to do.
Well, one thing will always be true. You will always be Ferdinand von Eyre.
Edelgard into battle?
I don't know.
The Empire and Bridget were once warring with each other. But now, I have made the decision to be fighting with the Empire. It is a choice of irony, I feel. But I am having no regrets. My belief is with you, and with Edelgard.
Neat, neat. Well, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of jokes that could be made about this situation.
She had it in her. I mean, yeah, of course, I knew she'd be emperor eventually, but the more I think about it,
Doogie is
the more
so
surprised
relaxed. I
am.
think she's asleep.
I wonder who's gonna win.
We will. We will not lose.
Thinking about it makes me scared. We're fighting the Knights of Saros. Still, I know you'll figure something out.
Yeah, it's called auto mode. It's called turn the brain off difficulty.
Get my own room here. At least I had that at home. But speaking of home, Hubert told me something. He said my father
It's
was
one way to look at it there.
I guess he did as he pleased and opposed Edelgard. Wait, does that mean my father's going to be home all the time now? On second thought, I think I'm fine right here.
I do always adore the voice acting of this game, though. It is always definitely the case.
I came this far mostly on impulse, but I wonder if it was the right choice. Everything will be okay, right, Professor?
Yeah,
Not
it sure
wrong, am I?
will.
If I know that you think it's okay, I feel like it will be easier to believe in myself.
Okie doke. Well, who's this?
To be frank,
Hi.
I'm not sure whether I should believe all that Edelgard says. But if her words are true, I think it's best to be her ally.
Really?
So I'll fight. I'm not at ease
Is
with
that the
decision
case?
just yet, but I'll stick by it.
That'd be very interesting if so.
I have heard the name Lord Vestra mentioned among the purge noble families of the Empire. He's Hubert's father, but Hubert seems rather unconcerned about it. That alone is why we soldiers find Hubert quite frightening.
Well then.
Yes, I'm Randolph von Berglius.
Oh, these
I'm
two.
Not very high in the ranks yet, but I'm more or less a general. Just like Cass.
This is the freaking Dudo that Dimitri was like getting ready to torture in his route. Is the thing.
My position within the family is rather
I'm fairly certain he killed this guy's sister.
Something of myself in this battle to bring glory to my part of the family. For the
I
sake
think,
of my mother
if I
and
remember,
sister.
if I recall correctly.
I believe that this is the first time we have met. My name is Ladislav.
Yeah, I think Dimitri kills you in the Blue Lions route, and then he's about to torture and kill that guy, and then Bila comes and kills him before that happens.
She is on herself. She may seem composed, but that is
I
only
think,
because
I
she
don't remember.
conceals her more passionate emotions. For that reason, she is often misunderstood. But now she has you by her side.
Yeah, for the first time in,
That most reassuring.
you know, like 280 parts.
To working with you.
3 playthroughs. Let's see here. Hello. Oh yeah, so I guess there'd be dialogue for, you know, all the other students that you recruit. I only recruit Mercedes just for like Death Knight unique support conversations, and that's it. So I mean, yeah, sure. Well, I look at it that way. Yeah, Dimitri is Dimitri is freaking brutal. He's like one of, if not the best character in this game.
But I had to think long and hard about this one. Since birth, I've believed in the teachings of Saros without ever questioning them. But Her Majesty's
Yeah, shouldn't be doing that.
To think that the Archbishop can take on such a monstrous form.
It's crazy. It's gonna be the final boss.
It is not up to Her Majesty to bring the students to our cause. That task falls to you.
Does it now?
Those who have forsaken their homelands to join the Empire will be feeling vulnerable. You are uniquely able to
Could
provide
well be.
emotional support. Please use
Okay.
that gift to guide others down the path that Lady Edelgard has laid before us. I ask you to do this from the bottom of my heart.
Well,
We will join forces with the main army and attack Garrick Mach.
yeah, yeah.
On steep ground.
Did a whole lot of
It's
stuff.
Never seen battle. That means we don't know much about it from a military perspective. But if we use all of the power at our disposal, we will capture it.
We have to try.
From a purely mathematical standpoint, we most certainly have the power to win. If the battle becomes a clash of beasts within human strength, you will be our only hope. I believe in you.
Doesn't the Empire have demonic beasts that they use in battle if we're defending? I assume it'll be the monastery that has demonic beasts as allies if we're attacking. Is it gonna be the rule or something? Let's see here. I know your thing broke recently, so wow. The AI just had to use that during auto battle, huh? I'll leave it for now. It's freaking. It's turn off brain difficulty. Who cares? The Battle of Garrick Mach. Yeah, let's do it. This is the last thing before the time skip. So, sure. Emperor Edelgard has declared war on the Church of Saros and the crest-dominated world it has created. The first move is to topple the most prominent symbol of the Church's dominance, Garrick Mach. So, what's going to be the excuse for falling down the ravine in this route then? Sure. Let's go ahead and save. Let's go ahead and save there. Terrain types. Whoa. The Battle of Garrick Mach. We're here for the 4th time.
We will soon arrive at Garrick Mach Monastery. Forcing a surrender here is extremely significant, both strategically and symbolically. Of course, this is personal as well. This is where we all came together to learn and grow. I have no intention of yielding to our former classmates, so I ask that you prepare yourselves for anything.
I'm not thinking about friends right now, and I'm certainly not prepared.
Damn it, don't go around saying things that lower morale before we even get started. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's fight.
I have nothing to lose aside from my friends who are here with me. Does that answer satisfy you?
I have been ready for this since leaving my land of home. I will fight and win.
How can you prepare to fight? Maybe I can prepare to prepare.
There is no reason that I should not be prepared. It is my duty to stand up and battle.
Thank you all. Now, let's talk strategy.
As the raiding force, we will attack the area nearest to the monastery. The Knights of Seros certainly won't stand down after they catch sight of Her Majesty and the Professor. At the same time, the remaining areas will be surrounded and annihilated by the main army. In other words, we are the decoy that must suppress the enemy's most elite soldiers.
We know more about the area near the monastery than anyone else in the Imperial Army. Still, we must prepare for the worst. It's possible we will have to face the Archbishop's true form, the Immaculate One. Fight with all you have, but don't be reckless. As promised, I will leave the command to our professor.
I will protect you all with the power of auto mode.
Not only will we all survive this, but we will undoubtedly emerge victorious.
This will be our first battle as the Black Eagle Strike Force. All the more reason to prevail.
So what would have happened if I said it's a bit much to the name then, huh? Would would there just be a different name? She probably would have done it anyway, I imagine. Probably would have just done it anyway. Whoa, status effects, you totally didn't tell me about that. Just freaking not all that long ago. So, yeah, I don't know if I can recruit, like, the Ashen Wolves at this point. I assume that we'll invade Garrikamak, we'll get that place. We can probably still go to Abyss. I don't know if those four will still be down there. If they are, I'll recruit them for fun, I guess. If not, whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter too much.